They want to know how you could partner with a league on social justice when Colin Kaepernick, who brought it to the attention of the masses by peacefully protesting against social injustices, still out of a job.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think we take it back. I think that we forget that Colin's whole thing was to bring attention to social injustice. Correct. So in that case, right, this is a success. Right, this is the next thing. Right, because there's two parts of protesting. You go outside and you protest, and then the company or the individual say, "I hear you. What do we do next?" Right. So for me, it was like actionable item. What are we gonna do with it? Like everyone heard, and we hear what you're saying, and everybody know I agree with what you're saying. So what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So reach millions and millions of people, and or we get stuck on Colin not having a job. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, put it this way, would you kneel to what you stand?
Would I what?
Would you kneel to what you stand?
Okay. I think we passed kneeling. Yeah, I think it's time to go into actionable items.
Do you want people to stop them?
No, I don't want people to stop protesting at all. Kneeling, I know we're stuck on it because it's a real thing, but it's a form of protest. I support protests across the board. We need to bring light to the issue. I think everyone knows what the issue is, and we're done with that. Everyone knows what you know what the issue is? You know why we were kneeling? Okay, do you know the issue? Yeah, do you know the issue? Yes? We all know the issue now. Okay, next. Where are we moving on next? And I'm not, again, so to be clear for the room, I'm not minimizing that part of it because that has to happen. That's a necessary part of the process. But now we all know what's going on. What are we going to do? How are we going to stop? Because the kneeling was not about a job. It was about injustice. Let me bring attention to injustice. Everyone's saying...
All right, cool. Jay spoke his piece on a lot of stuff, and he got a lot of backlash from that, man, because Colin Kaepernick, Gordon went on the internet and said they never had conversations and things of that nature, man. This is my whole thing with Jay, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of Jay, things of that nature. I feel like he's great for the culture at times, but this right here showed me it was just ego and money, man, and the world see it. See, all the rich people like DJ Colin and people like that, Stephen A. Smith, people that are rich, they don't see things from the eyes of the regular people like myself. You know what I mean? When we see a situation like this and we look at the NFL, we look at racism. We're looking at a man that's good enough to be in the NFL, played in the NFL, was in the Super Bowl, and now he can't have a job because he was kneeling for injustice in the community with police brutality, right? Police brutality was the whole issue. You understand what I'm saying? And he was like talking about the kneeling and things of that nature. He right. We got to continue to protest this situation because it's something that's an ongoing situation. And as far as Kaepernick having a job, I think it's two different things that's going on. Injustice as far as like police brutality, and then there's racism within the NFL, because one of the things that you noticed when Kaepernick was kneeling is that everybody that was of the Caucasian race was coming at him talking about he was doing something, bashing the flag. He wasn't bashing the flag. He was bashing the country that will excel and love police officers that's tearing down black people in the community, which are most Caucasian people look at black people as an evil thing. You know what I'm saying? So we could sit here and play this game of like what we don't know or what we do know. But what we do know is that we are racially profiled every time we get into a car, every time we walk down the street, every time we go to the mall, take our kids and things of that nature. We always racially profiled, man. You know what I'm saying? And looked that down on. We robbers, we stealers, we killers. We can't be anything positive within the neighborhood. Even after everybody knew what Kaepernick was kneeling for, still to this day, it was a bunch of Caucasian people that was on ESPN talking about they didn't understand what was going on. And even when they found out what was going on, they still didn't understand it. As you can see, even the owners couldn't understand it because they don't understand black people problem. You understand what I'm saying? Black people, we deal with real issues in the community. We killing one another. We taking from one another. And I think what happened within these questions that Jay-Z was getting, his ego took place. Jay-Z ego came out. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, you don't get it? You don't know what's going on? It's like his ego. You know what I'm saying? What would have been my response when they would have asked me a question like that? I'm kneeling to the day I die because I know it's injustice in the community. And we are not going to stop until we help Colin Kaepernick get a job in the NFL and to change the culture of the NFL. Let's work on making a better situation for the NFL. Because Colin Kaepernick coming back to the NFL will be the biggest thing that hit the news. Right? But see, the NFL don't care about that because they still making money. They still got Antonio Brown. They still got Odell Beckham. They still got Tom Brady. They still got a lot of electrifying and amazing people. But somebody that's standing for some injustice in the community means nothing. By Jay-Z signing with this situation, man, to me, if I look at it from a different perspective of what Jay-Z is doing. Jay-Z said he stand for the same thing Colin Kaepernick stand for, right? And they accepting him and allowing him to do a deal. You know what I'm saying? It's the powers that be. Jay-Z have a lot of billionaires that's fighting for him. And he also fought for Meek Mill to get him his freedom because they was doing injustice against him. So we can't say Jay is an all bad person. I think Jay was a deer in the headlights with the questioning by Charlamagne and the other people on the panel. I think it was really, he wasn't prepared for what was be thrown at him. And then I say ego is what caused the man to be messed up. It's ego. It was all Jay ego that kind of shined a negativity upon him as a person. Because now that Jay did that, everybody in the community of the black culture do not understand Jay anymore. Jay-Z, if he was had a little bit of popularity, you know, as he get older, people move on from Jay. But like I say, this situation kind of tainted his image a whole lot. I seen DJ Khaled posted on Instagram and the quotes and things of that nature. You got to understand, DJ Khaled can't do that. Like, it got to be a regular person that understand the way. Stephen A. Smith can't stand up and say nothing because it's the connection don't make sense to the people, man. And the reason why it don't make sense to the people is because Colin Kaepernick is still out of a job. And as you say, it's not about a job. It's about injustice in the community. But it's also about being racially, doing that racial thing where they sitting and looking at Kaepernick and say, we don't like you, black guy. You know what I'm saying? But they do Jay-Z. He's entertaining for the people. You know, for halftime shows and things of that nature. My whole thing with the Jay thing is, man, that's what people looking at, man. It's all about the Kaepernick thing, bro. That Kaepernick thing is very sensitive to the American people. Our culture really hurt by seeing Kaepernick out of the NFL because he stood for our rights, man. He took a knee to show people in the world that we need to do better as a culture, as one. I'm talking black, white, Korean, all races need to do better as one. You know what I mean? We all mankind, but we treat each other like dirt, and we racially profiling each other. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, man, that a black man, I seen a video the other day, man, the dude was just on the ground, and the police officer still did him dirty, put it like that. Shots was let off. And this is what we talking about, injustice, man. You know what I'm saying? So many videos. So we can go on for days and show videos of black people in the community being unjustly profiled by their race, man. Just walking to school. Oh, you got some drugs in your book bag? And man, I remember times I used to just stand on the corner outside my mama's house. Police would ride up, right? Check out. Oh, y'all got the cannons on y'all. Y'all got this on y'all. Let me check it. Come here. Like, they're just harassing us for no reason. Like, I'm visiting my mama and just, like, it's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? In the neighborhood, man. Like I told you, man. We all got love for Jay, man. We understand that Jay was a deer in headlights with questioning and things of that nature, man. But when you in a position like this, and like I said, it felt like ego and money. Like that, it just felt like that's what it was about. It was about saying the right thing at the right time. And I feel like the right thing to say was, we gonna all put in to get Kaepernick back in position to have an NFL job. You feel what I'm saying? But if you look at it from a Jay-Z point of view, he look at Colin Kaepernick getting a settlement, So now he gonna go do business. You know what I mean? Because this whole situation is over and done with. Now Kaepernick can move forward and do what he gotta do. But my whole thing is the culture, the people. They're not looking at it from that form. They're looking at it from a form of like, why is Colin Kaepernick not having a job? Why is Colin Kaepernick not in the meeting with you? Why y'all can't do it together? But see, Jay-Z ego, his ego come in play. I'm a man, Kaepernick a man. That's how he looking at it from a form of that. I do what I need to do for my business. Kaepernick need to do what he need to do for his business. But see, they looking at him as one. Kaepernick and Jay-Z. Why is that? Because Jay stood for Kaepernick. He had the 7 on. He had all of that. You know what I'm saying? So when Jay do a deal like this, it seems so bad to the community. And then the things that he said about the kneeling, and he was saying there's nothing wrong with it, but at the end of the day, it's how it sounded to the people. It just didn't come off that well. The kneeling thing and all of that, it just didn't. Don't you get it? They don't get it. You know, that's the point, man. I still seeing white Caucasian guys on ESPN still saying they don't get it. They don't understand it. They don't like it. They don't like the kneeling. He's not a good player. He's not good at all. They're going to say that as much as they possibly can to give a reason why he shouldn't be in the league. Those Caucasian people can never understand black problems until the day we touch them and they can feel our pain. They could never understand our problems. They could never understand our pain. You get what I'm saying, Jay? So it's like, it's just being real, man. You got to be real out here. You got to keep it a buck, man. And that's what I'm doing, man. Being there, Charlie, man. Peace to the gods out there. Peace to all my Muslim brothers and sisters out there. Peace to all my Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters. Peace to all the Christians out there. But Jay, man, you said a lot of good things in that meeting. We ain't gonna take that from you. But it just came off wrong. That's all. Especially when Kaepernick girl coming out talking and stuff of that nature. And I think it looked bad for the culture. You know what I'm saying? It really did, man. It really looked bad. And I think the thing that really touched people the wrong way was the job thing. It was like, it's not about him getting a job. And I think that kind of rubbed people the wrong way because it's like, it is, bro. For him to actually get a job in the NFL after all this, what happened, it would be like the Super Bowl. Like, it would be like this. If Jay could get him back in position to get a job, it would be like winning the Super Bowl. I'm talking about the NFL wouldn't even matter. If Kaepernick had a job, it would be like the Super Bowl. Every game would be like the Super Bowl for Kaepernick because the world would just love it. He could be on the bench holding a clipboard. It would just be so loved by the people. And I think the NFL just to the point where every owner just don't care about the culture. Just because they hire a bunch of black guys don't mean they love us. You seen that with the Clippers owner. When he was calling all these N-words and things of that nature, they don't like us just because they signing us. They just doing that so they can win games and keep putting money in their pocket. Think about it. They had slave plantations where we worked on the plantation. You know what I'm saying? We worked on a plantation and we brought them money. You know what I'm saying? Harvest and all of that. It's just like, it's the same thing with the NFL. You know what I'm saying? The same concept and everything. We bringing them money. That's why we there. Everybody keeps talking about, they gave them opportunity, so that can't be real. The racism can't be real. We worked on plantations too. Is that not real? We worked on plantations getting whipped and all of that. It's the same thing, bro. They just not whipping us now. They still is whipping us because at the end of the day, they reaping the reward of everything. You getting crumbs compared to what they get. And that's just a fact. Them owners getting money. You getting crumbs compared to what they getting. But you happy with them crumbs. When they give you that, when they throw them goddamn gizzards out there, what is not gizzards, but all that pig testics and stuff out there to you to eat, you happy for that. You know what I'm saying? It's that slave mentality. We got to get out of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody, man. I had to speak my piece on this J thing.